Good evening. It is July 18th at 6:28. We're starting just 6:29. We're starting 1 minute early. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Committee of Adjustments, and we'll start with a statement from the Secretary Treasurer. Dimaj.
Through you, Mr. Chair, in compliance with Ontario regulations, the notice of hearing was circulated to property owners within a 60-meter radius of the subject properties and signed.
Excuse me, can you do the land acknowledgement?
Apologies.
That's okay. You're just doing what I usually do. You've been watching me too much.
The town of Innisfil acknowledges that Innisfil is situated on treaty land and is steeped in rich Indigenous history. The town also acknowledges that this land is the traditional territories of the First Peoples of Turtle Island. It is shared between the Anishinaabe peoples of Beausoleil First Nation, Chippewas of Rama First Nation, and Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation, and we thank them for generations of stewardship. This meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. The town acknowledges the forced sacrifices that are the foundation of Canadian society today. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit.
Thank you. And welcome to the Committee of Adjustments hybrid meeting, where we are meeting in person at the Town Hall and offering members of the public, applicants, and members of the committee that are unable to attend in person to utilize Zoom and or telephone to become before the committee. Members of the committee in attendance tonight is Sarah Oettinger, our Vice Chairperson, Marnie Adams, John Raimondi is on Zoom, Bill Van Berkel, and myself, Rod Hicks, is the Chairperson. We ask that everyone attending tonight's meeting please put your electronic devices on silent. The committee will follow the agenda as noted. To view the agenda, please visit the town's website and access this Committee of Adjustment page, where you'll be able to see current and previous applications. All applicants and members of the public who wish to address the committee via phone or Zoom will be placed on mute until called upon. You will be able to hear all conversations taking place. For applicants and members of the public attending in person or via the Zoom phone, we wish to speak to a specific application will be called to the podium by the chair in order of the agenda and proceedings. All comments will be addressed to the chairperson. We would ask that members of the public who wish to speak to a specific application restrict their comments to the specific details of the application being heard and have not been previously expressed by another member of the public. Once the public discussion is complete, the committee will close that portion and open discussions with the applicant. Once complete, the committee will render a decision. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda? Bill, seconded. Marnie, all in favor? I'm sorry, I can't see John. Is John with us on Zoom? All in favor? Yep, thank you. Motion to approve past minutes of meetings. I have a motion to approve past minutes. Marnie, all seconder. Bill, all in favor? Great, thank you. Does any member need to disclose any pecuniary interest in the application before us? John, I can't see you very well, but no. Okay, Marnie, no. See none. Mr. Secretary, how was notice provided? The applications.
Through you, Mr. Chair, in compliance with Ontario regulations, the notice of hearing was circulated to property owners within a 60-meter radius of the subject properties, and signs were posted on the subject properties on or before July 4th, 2024. In addition, all application information, including the notice, key map, and application drawings, were made available on the town website.
Thank you. Okay, our first application tonight is two applications, A020-2024, A021-2024, known legally as 760 Florence Road. Do we have Harry Zhu with us tonight? Or is he on Zoom?
He's on, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Secretary, can you read the application and any comments associated?
Through you, Mr. Chair, the applicant has had a severance recently approved and is seeking to reduce the front yard setback of the severed lands to 6 meters and the front yard setback of the retained lands to 2 meters due to road widening requirements. The applicant is seeking relief from Table 4.2A of the zoning bylaw. Planning recommends approval with conditions. Building have comments. In-services and engineering have no comments.
Thank you. Just hang on 1 second. I just realized I'm in the Sorry, I was in the wrong part here. Okay. Harry, are you in receipt of the comments from the town?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any concerns? Anything to add?
No, Mr. Chair, like we have reviewed the staff report and we agree with the recommendation and conclusion in the staff report.
Okay. All right, and I don't see there's no public speaking before us. Members of the committee, do you have any questions of the agent? No. No. John? I'm missing John off my screen again. Dave? I can't see John.
No, I don't have any comments.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can I have a motion for or against the application before us? Bill?
Okay, I can do it, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend that application A0220-2024 and application A021-2024, 760 Florence Road, that we approve that, as long as all the conditions are met.
We have a motion to approve the applications before us for 760 Florence Road with all comments. And I have a seconder, Sarah? All in favor? Moved. You are approved, Harry.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next application is A025-2024, known as 104 Fern Road. Do we have Leanna Mohammed with us?
Hi, good evening. Yes, I'm here.
Good evening. Welcome to the Committee of Adjustments. Mr. Secretary, can you read the application and any comments?
Through you, Mr. Chair, the applicant is proposing to construct a detached garage with a proposed height exceeding the permitted 5 meters. The applicant is seeking relief from Section 3.3F of the zoning bylaw. Planning recommends approval with conditions. In-Power Building and In-Services have no comments.
Thank you. Just give me 1 second here. Just looking at the height that you're requesting, because we didn't have that information before us when we were out looking at the properties.
Not a problem.
So it's Mr. Secretary, it's 0.33 over the accepted height. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Okay, and I don't see anybody speaking for or against this property tonight. There is none. Committee members, any questions? Bill?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a request that from now on, if somebody wants to build a garage or whatever it is, that they stake it out so we know exactly where it's going to go. I have no objection to this, it's just a suggestion.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, we've actually brought this up before in the past years. It's important for us when we go to a property and someone's proposing it, we'd like to see some stakes, you know, wherever it is that the person's doing something. It just gives us a better picture of seeing what it looks like in person. Okay, any other questions from the committee? I see none. Leanna, do you have anything else to add before we make a motion?
Nope, I just have a comment for the reason why we proposed that height. It's just basically because the client wants to put an overhead rack just to utilize the space above as well as the floor space for his vehicles and ATV.
Right. Okay, thank you. Okay, can I have a motion for or against the application for 1041 Fern Road? Marnie?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve application A025-2024, 1041 Fern Road, as applied for, subject to all the conditions.
So we have a motion before us to approve with conditions. Do I have a seconder? Sarah, all in favor? And it's moved. Thanks, Leanna. You're
Perfect,
approved.
thank you so much.
Have a good night. And next application, A026-2024, known as 1005 Anna Maria Avenue. Danuta is with us tonight.
I am.
Where are you? Oh, you're there. I was looking out in the audience there. I thought you were here. Okay. Mr. Secretary, can you read the information?
Through you, Mr. Chair, the applicant has constructed a backyard fence with a height of 2.2 2.13 meters with 3 panels extending to 2.9 meters. The applicant is seeking relief from Section 3.2 of the fence bylaw, which allows for a maximum fence height of 1.82 meters. Planning recommends approval with conditions. Building have comments. In-services and engineering have no comments, and 2 public comments were received.
Thank you. And I see we have, I'm a little confused what's going on here. We do have someone speaking for it. Sorry? Just comments. Oh, just comments? Oh, because my highlight here was speaking. Oh, sorry. No, there's no one speaking? Okay, thank you. All right. Leanna, you're in receipt of the comments from the town? Oh, sorry. Danuta, sorry. That just
Yes.
messed me up. Sorry. You're in receipt of any comments?
I am in receipt of both comments, yes.
Yeah, do you have anything to add?
Well, the initial complaint that came into the bylaw was from the neighbor directly behind me. The reason the fence got built to that height was because of the sloping on my property. So when we had built the fence, we added the additional panel on top, which, yes, I'm in total agreement. I should have run it by the bylaw. However, it was for privacy reasons. We had the person's husband as well as the son peering into the backyard. I'm a private investigator. I run a business out of my home. I have undercover police coming in here. I've got clients coming in, and I do require privacy. The summer months are short. We have our meetings in the backyard. Sometimes we have them in the kitchen. Even so, with the kitchen, I have 2 huge windows that you can clearly see in because both properties are built higher up and not on the slope portion. The second comment that came in from the gentleman, which, I mean, I've been here since January of 2021. I don't know this person. I've never met him. I've never got a wave from him. He's not directly behind me. I'm in agreement that I'm higher than allotted, but the comments that he had made regarding this being a communal property, he hasn't shown any neighborly interaction with me whatsoever.
Okay.
So those are the only 2.
When you bought the house, was that the existing fence already there?
No, it was a 4-foot chain link.
Okay, so you put that fence up.
I did. I did it over the course of 3 years. I did one side with money
Right.
allowing, I did the back, and then last year I did the other side.
Do you know what the bylaw is for a normal fence?
I do now, yes.
Well, the normal fence is 6 feet, so your fence, the original fence you built is 7 feet, so it's a foot over to start with.
Yeah, yes.
Then you've added the extension on top of that, which has really made this committee uncomfortable. We are usually pretty forgiving, but I think you've exceeded our limitations as to whether that's acceptable or not. But I'll leave it up for discussion with our committee members. Committee members, we just have, you saw earlier, you got 2 letters from neighbors that were concerned about the fence, and there's no one else speaking. Do you have some questions about this fence? Bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no problem with a 2.13 meter, which is approximately a foot over our bylaws it is. But I can understand the neighbors not wanting a 10-foot fence in their backyard. And I have a bit of a problem with that. Not only because it's 10 feet, but because what are we going to do when the next neighbor or 2 doors over comes and says, hey, we want a 10-foot fence? Are we going to approve that? Is the entire subdivision going to want a 10-foot fence? I think we're setting a bad precedent by approving it. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way I feel.
Okay, Mr. Chair, may I speak?
So just saying on 1 sec. Any other questions of the, anybody else have any questions? Marnie?
Hi, when I look at the picture of your fence on the application, the sun is shining down on the fence. One of my concerns is that you're probably blocking some sunlight from going into the yard behind you. And there appears to be a lot of vegetation and trees along that back lot line that, to me, provides some privacy. If you're meeting with clients and so on, out in the backyard, possibly a gazebo with some curtains on one side so nobody can see in might be a suggestion. And, you know, even your kitchen window, maybe some sort of window coverings if you're concerned about people being able to see in.
Okay.
Just my thoughts.
I agree with the sunlight. I do have a picture from their area. I don't know if, can you see that?
We also have pictures. We have it, thank you.
I have that picture on my phone. I took one today.
Right, okay, so the panels are not completely over the whole span of the fence. It's only over 3 little portions.
You understand, our concern is that, as I said, we're usually pretty generous on this committee, but you've exceeded, first off, the fence is higher than what it's allowed, the original fence, wooden fence is higher than what the standard is, so there was no permit for that fence.
Okay.
And then you've added on top of that, and I think you've pushed our boundaries to what we're willing to accept as acceptable, because as my colleague said, you want that, then the house next door say, the next thing you know, we've got a whole community there with 10-foot fences around, which is unacceptable. It's called fortification, and it's something that the town is guarded about, and as I said, we're lenient within a foot or so, but I think you've exceeded it. Any other questions of the applicant? I see none. Could I have a motion for or against this application for 1005 Anna Maria? Bill? Sorry, Tamaj?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair. There's 2 heights of the fence, so when you do make a decision, just specify if you're approving both or just one. Thank you.
Right, so just to remember, we have the, I'm going to call it the original wood fence, which is sitting at 7 feet, I believe, and then the extension on top of that. Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My recommendation would be that we leave the 7-foot fence, that we forgive the foot, but we take down the 3-foot panel on top. I just don't think it's right. And so I recommend that we don't approve this application.
So just to make the motion clear, we will go along with the original wooden fence, which is sitting at 7 feet, but we will not allow the extension on top of that, which is before us tonight.
So,
Pardon me?
through you, Mr. Chair, in that case, you would approve the application with the condition of removing those panels.
Okay, so the application, do you want to try it again, Bill?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. We approve the application as long as they take down the 3-foot fence on top.
So just to make that clear, as long as the applicant removes the addition on top of the 7-foot fence.
Yes.
Is that acceptable, Mr. Secretary? Do I have a seconder for that motion? Sarah, all in favor? It's moved. Okay, so you've heard the application will allow you to keep your 7-foot fence, which is over the bylaw, but you have to remove the remaining panels.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I ask one question?
Okay.
What is the height of the gazebo I can build?
Well, we don't deal with the gazebos here. Mr. Secretary, do you have any? You know, any gazebo that you can buy on the market and you put, I assume you have a deck in your backyard. There are varying heights, but I think that would work well for you.
Okay, so there's no limit to the height of the gazebo.
Through you, Mr. Chair, typically accessory structures have a 5-meter
5 meter?
height restriction.
Yeah, approximately 15 feet.
15 feet, perfect.
Well, it's whatever 3 meters converts to. I'm an imperial guy. I have to convert everything from.
Yeah, it's okay. My dad was too.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling me your dad.
No.
All right. All right. That's it. Can I
All
have
right,
a?
have a great night.
Thank you. Do we don't have any other business, Mr. Secretary? No other business?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we don't.
Great. So going to have a motion to adjourn at 6:48 hours. Bill, Sarah, Bill, Sarah, Bill, all in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.